You pretty much become what you believe. You know, if I spend 90% of my day just producing music and I do that for a year straight, regardless of if I have a side job or not, if I'm spending most of my time making music, the universe comes in and puts a spotlight on me. This is all you do, this is kind of your calling. You gotta really trust the universe and trust yourself, and eventually you will become the thing that you think of the most, right?
Leo blessed his beat.
80 on the track, make it slap.
This was my first Pass the Aux. It was a really interesting experience. I do not go into things expecting, and almost to the opposite side, I didn't really do much homework on what Pass the Aux is, but I kind of had an idea what it was, and threw myself in here. What an experience that was.
Actually been to every single one since the first one, 2017. All the contacts I've been able to build, and even from like the first one, I built ties with some of those guys, and now they're doing like a lot of big things, and it's cool to like still have that relationship with them.
I mentioned at the very start when I got up there, my heart was pounding, not because I was nervous, but because it's just an amazing time to be a producer in Toronto right now.
And I've brought a couple of my friends to Pass the Aux, so definitely plan on doing that in 2020.
I'm really excited to be back in Toronto. Like I say time and time again, this is one of my favorite, but it's turning into my favorite city. The weather out here is amazing, right? This is Pass the Aux Toronto, night number 1. Give yourselves one more round of applause, man. Let's go. We are ready. All right.
I just have questions. What are the branding and marketing for a producer on IG? And you know, I see how you do your IG, and it flows. You know?
I can pretty much summarize branding with 2 words, right? Honesty and storytelling. The honesty part really just means to, you know, approach your content in a way where you're being honest with people and portraying things that you love, right? So like, if you're a music producer, obviously you're gonna post beatmaker stuff. But if you love Star Wars, let them know. Really approaching it in a way where you're just like interacting with people based on stuff you love. And the reason why that's so important is because you're gonna start to attract people that are like you. You don't want people following your Instagram who like don't care about what you like, right? And vice versa. And we do the same thing on our social. Like, we follow people that we either like or we enjoy their content, or they're funny, or they're inspirational, or they're a celebrity, whatever it is, right? And so you want to approach it that way. The storytelling is really embodied in everything we do. So like, a song is a story, a movie is a story. If you approach your branding and social media where you're telling a story, then you're gonna get people more engaged, and you're gonna get people to want to know what happens, right? We all just want to know what happens, right? So, and as you start doing that more, you can start to get creative. So I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram, I use myself as an example. I posted the whole Cybertruck thing, where I bought the Cybertruck, which I did, by the way. You know, I announced my BLAP Sessions tour for 2020 with the Cybertruck. That was me storytelling. Basically, I implanted the Cybertruck in your brain, and you associate that with Illmind. And then you saw the tour for 2020 and say, oh shit, Illmind's pulling up in the Cybertruck. Which I'm not, because that shit comes out in 2021. And I got some pretty good engagement from that, right?
Don't worry about the click funnel, or you know what? Do it, see what happens. What would be your take?
So this is a question that I've been trying to answer for at least 5 or 6 years. I've kind of come to the conclusion that it really doesn't matter what you do, as long as you're doing the thing that excites you the most. So it would be unfair for me to say that if you do click funnels, your brand will be cheapened, because for every 1,000 people that think your brand is cheapened, there's 1,000 more who don't think your brand is cheapened, right? And so, because there's just too many people on just listening to music, there's just too many people on earth. I would say just follow your instinct, but I will say that if you are going for big placements, Grammys, publishing deal, that whole world, it is a long-term game. It's the type of game that you have to be willing to play and really be willing to sacrifice. You know, the first 6 to 8 years of my grind was like being broke. You know, and it took me like damn near 8 years to get my first like really big placement, which was with Kanye in 2012. But if I hadn't played the long game, I don't know if I would be here. There's placements that I'm getting that I've worked 8 years to get. It's a long-term thing, but trust me, the rewards will come. If you're consistent, so.
Happy birthday, what's up? Let me fill up your cup. Can't say I'll keep in touch, but you will get harder that way. Always on top of the payments. Need you to dance away. She ain't been to the streets yet.
See how the room perked up, like with both of you guys' joints, like just music doesn't lie, you know? Whatever you're doing is working. I mean, both of you guys, like.
Yeah, just I guess collaborating and having more fun with it, and having like the idea of just we're creating a piece. And it could be anything. I don't know. It brings such a good energy, and it makes making music fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why we do this. That should be the goal always. The biggest like misstep I think for a lot of us in this stage is like not knowing where to start. So like you never take that first step, and then 5 years go by and nothing happens. Right? And sometimes that like first step is like the easiest little thing that you just have to go do. Right? So like if you play keys, and you tell yourself, okay, I want to work with producers more. Figure out a real strategy to really execute that. Make a pack of like 10 loops, DM them to me, DM them to everyone here. Start a Shopify page, sell it, create a little bit of income on the side that you can reinvest back into your craft. What do you think? Is he doing it right? Clap it up, man.
I do like behind the scenes stuff for BCave now, and I talk to a lot of the producers that go there and just collab.
This guy got the cheat codes, like 5 songs for this guy tonight from all of his fucking friends. I'll allow it. BCave stamp on it. We're approving it because BCave said so. Actually, what's the game plan?
I just want to do music full time. Like, having a job sucks. Working for somebody else sucks, so.
Amen. I feel that. So you're just gonna keep putting songs out every Monday?
Yeah, I want to.
Midnight, Sunday. The only thing I would suggest is don't drop it at midnight on Sunday. There's a big dip in music consumption on the weekend, so you might want to switch your strategy and maybe do Monday night going into Tuesday, or even Tuesday evening, because like Tuesday used to be the release day for new music. So you might want to maybe rethink that strategy. You might get more engagement if you do it during the week as opposed to Sunday evening. You're a co-owner here.
I am a co-owner here.
Yeah, clap it up.
Yes.
Clap it up for Mars. Let's go.
I know that I'll be the one who gets hurt, and I deserve to be looked at like her. And right now, your heart is reserved, so I'm gonna throw you a curve.
That's the cool thing about like being a songwriter and a musician. Like you don't have to choose. Yeah, you can go into like an alternate world, and you're allowed to like become someone else. And like, so it's funny because like probably for the past 3 years, I've been like, you know, putting a lot of energy into like working with songwriters. Most songwriters are artists themselves, but when they channel other people, they stumble upon like some of their best work sometimes. Not for everybody, but sometimes. And it's really a lot of fun. So like, I mean, first of all, your voice is insane, but it sounds like you just need a producer.
Yeah, that's like, I've said it 100 times.
And obviously some of these guys, if they have anything cool they want to pitch to you.
I have access to a studio, I don't know.
Yeah, I heard of this studio. God! Their rims, the texture is just so like, oh my God. Here, right now, I just left the strip club, and now I'm doing this. I'm fucking broke right now. But lift me up a little bit. I need some.
What's on your mind? I can tell you only like to do things that you like.
I feel like I just ran into like a duffel bag of cash, and now I'm back in the strip club. Like, come on, take me somewhere, bro. Definitely a top 5 event for sure. I see a lot of you guys going on to do amazing things, and I'm just proud of you guys, man. This was really, really fun. So clap it up for yourselves.